Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, we're looking at what lesson you are learning in your life right now. There's a situation or circumstances going on in your life right now that are teaching you something you need to learn, something your higher self wants to learn, something that will make your life better going forward. And it might be difficult in the learning of it, but once you do learn the lesson that you meant to learn in the moment, it becomes your superpower. Then you become unstoppable with that particular lesson. There will always be others. All right. So I've got 3 cards for you, 3 readings. Choose the one that resonates with you most. You can choose more than one. We're not always only learning one lesson at a time. So trust your gut there. Group 1, your card is card number 56, and it's Spider Spirit. And it says, make your dreams real. I'll hold that there for a second so you can get a good look. Group 2, your card is number 62, the Turtle Spirit, and it says, slow and steady wins the race. And Group 3, your card is 34, the Hummingbird Spirit, and it says, be here now. Okay, so all you have to do now is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it'll take you straight there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, Group 1. Right, today we're going to look at what lesson are you learning right now. I do believe that the universe sends us opportunities to learn throughout our lives, and different things happen to us in our lives to help us learn. So let's find out what you are learning right now. Right, your initial card is card number 56. It's the Spider Spirit, and it says, make your dreams come true. Give me just a second. I just want to hear what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. One second. Of course, they are talking about your dreams. This is something that you have been wanting and have been working for it feels like quite a while. You've been focused on this, but there is something about this that you need to learn. And what are you giving me? You're saying you're not reaching far enough. You're not reaching far enough. You're not giving yourself enough credit for what you can do, for what is possible. You're selling yourself a little bit short. And they're saying, the more you can learn about this, the quicker you can learn it, the easier you can find your way through this, the more simple it will be for you to not just reach your goals, but exceed them. And to really get everything you've been wanting, as far as at least, not just whatever goal you're working on now, but it's a lesson that will affect other areas of your life. Because once you can tackle it with one dream or one goal, you can use those same skills for every dream, every goal. Interesting. All right. Well, let's get some tarot cards. Let's find out what more they want to tell you about this. They're saying making your dreams come true, is an intricate process, and they're talking about this and showing me this web on the spider card. It's an intricate process because it has to come from nowhere to become an idea in you or an inspiration in you, and that inspiration has to start taking form in the way of going from an idea to an aspiration, from an aspiration to a goal, to a dream. And then you start taking action on that dream, and all the ways that and all the patterns and directions that takes you as you go about making this dream come true. And your web can be as intricate as you want it to be, as you allow it to be. It can be as strong and sturdy as you make it, but also to remember that it can be as big as you want it to be. The smaller the web, the smaller the catch. the smaller the rewards that are caught in it. You don't need to go with a small web unless you want to. But they are trying to remind you that it is a choice. Okay. All right. Your first card is the Ace of Cups. Then we have the Seven of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords. And one more as an advice card for you. And your advice card is the Ten of Wands. Okay. Give me just a second while I take these cards in. I'm going to listen for any initial messages for you. And we're going to go through this one card at a time, okay? So bear with me one sec, y'all. First thing they're saying is that you need this. And it may seem from the onset, with the spider card, that it feels like a very simple message, a simple lesson, a simple, maybe kind of law of attraction sort of message. And they're saying, yes, it is a simple message. It is, in essence, a simple lesson, but it isn't a simple one to take on. It isn't a simple one to embody. And it's something you have been fighting with for a long time, or fighting against. They're saying you've been doing this for a long time with multiple goals throughout your life, where you've learned to dream and to go after your dreams and even to accomplish your dreams. But you always play a little bit small. You always play it smaller than you need to, I will say. Not that you aren't achieving great things, because you very well may be, but whatever it is you're achieving, you can do more. That's what Spirit's telling you. You can do more. Believe it or not. And that really becomes the thing. For those of you going in your head, no, I can't. I'm doing great things. I can't do more than I'm doing. That's exactly what they're talking about. Yes, you can. You really can. You don't believe it because it's hard to fathom greatness, like huge greatness, when we're happy enough with middle of the road. And if you're happy enough there, it's fine. It's fine. But this is something that your higher self wants you to learn, that your dreams can be bigger, and that you don't have to shy away from big, expansive, surprising outcomes. You don't have to shy away from that. We're talking about how life is a surprise in some way. Life is a surprise. It's always changing. It's always moving. It's always giving us new and interesting things to experience. And one of them that you're learning right now, that you are experiencing, is that your dreams can be massive and you can still achieve them and more. Yeah, I love that. Okay. All right, so your first card is the Ace of Cups. And they're talking about how there is a dream that you're holding in your heart right now that is precious to you. It's precious to you. It's not just about everyday things, buying a new sofa for your living room, or earning enough money to buy a new car. It may be something along those lines, but they're giving me, this is something that actually touches your heart. The biggest dreams are the ones that come with real inspiration, not just want, but deep, deep desire. And they're saying you have a dream right now that you hold very close to your heart. You may not even tell very many people about it, but it's something you've been dreaming about for a long time, much longer than you've been taking action on it. And at some point in the past, it was nothing more than perhaps looking at someone else and going, wow, wouldn't it be great if I could do that? It may have started that way for you. As not even a twinkle of, I want that, or this could be me. It was more of a, wow, they're lucky. But that has grown and grown and grown, and now it's become personal. Now this is something that you not only want, but you do believe you can have. But this cup is still only one cup. And they want you to have all 10. Because you deserve it, and because you can have it, and because you would appreciate it if it showed up. All right, so your next card is the 7 of Cups. And they're telling me this is where you are now. Right now, you're wavering, you're wondering, you're a bit confused, you're a bit, you're questioning things. Is this the right thing? You know, it hasn't been coming to fruition. It hasn't been turning up the way I wanted it to turn up. Maybe I'm going after the wrong thing. Maybe my dream isn't ever meant to happen. Maybe I should give up. Maybe I should dream about something else. They're telling me you're having all these questions and doubts and worries in your mind. And it's because things have not progressed. They've either stalled in some way, you've reached a plateau that you can't get past, you maybe even have gone backwards in some sense. And they're saying, herein lies the lesson. You will only get so far if you don't believe that you deserve more and that the universe can provide more. You don't have to know how to get it. You don't have to understand how the universe works, right? I mean, a lot of people talk about the power of attraction, and they're saying, in essence, the concept is right. It's much more complicated and also much easier than that. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to know how it works. You just have to believe that it can. And right now, there's so much doubt in you. You know, in the back of your mind, they're giving me in the back of your mind, you know it can be true. But the weight of your doubt is pulling your dreams down. It's tearing this web down. And that's why you're not achieving. That's why you're not progressing the way you want to. Things are moving so slowly because the weight of your doubt is too heavy. The weight of your questions is too heavy. If you can release the doubt, if you can let go of the wondering if it'll ever happen, and just trust that not only can you have what you want, but more than what you're even dreaming of, it will show up. It can't not show up. But you have to release the doubt. As long as that doubt is there, you're always going to be battling against the weight of it. Your hope and your belief has a certain weight, and your doubt, your fear, your insecurities also has a weight. When your hope and your fears, when the weight of your hopes and your beliefs is bigger than your doubt, things get better, things improve. When your fears and doubts become too much, things slow down and get worse. And they're saying it's really kind of as simple as that. It's an energetic exchange. It's an energetic equation. So if you can learn to release the doubt, remind yourself to play big, to dream big, to reach for the stars and beyond. Because if someone else has ever achieved it, so can you, and more. You know, as I'm recording this, the Olympics is going on, and there are world records and Olympic records being broken every day. Because someone was dreaming big. If someone else has done it, so can you. And more. You can break that record. You can achieve an unheard of level of success if you believe it. But your doubts, your fears, questions, your wondering, your worries, it's weighing you down. And it's keeping your hopes and your beliefs from achieving its fullest form. All right. So your final card here is the Knight of Swords. And they're saying this is what it will look like once you release that doubt and let go of your fears, let go of the insecurities. Stop playing small because you know you can achieve small, and play big because you believe and you know you can win big. And things will take off so quickly. Things can change so fast that you won't even be able to comprehend it. It won't make sense to you. But it can happen. And this is the lesson you're meant to learn. This right here. Let go of the weight of your doubts and questions and fears and worries. You know, every time you start to doubt, they're saying, imagine your doubt as a big bag of sand. And imagine your belief, your dreams, as a big bag of air. You know, a helium-filled balloon. And then change that equation. Give your dreams more weight. Fill it full of gold coins if you want to. And put a pinhole, put a huge hole in that bag of sand until it drains out. So that your beliefs and your goals and your dreams and your knowing takes on all the weight, tips the scales, and then everything changes. So the advice from Spirit is the 10 of Wands. They're saying, work on this. Let go of the rest. You know, this burden of weight that you've been carrying around has gotten too heavy. Let it go. Let it go. It's time to let it go. You've been through this before. You've experienced this before. You've done things where you've gotten so close, but you've only gotten just so far. And then things maybe fell apart or went stagnant and you abandoned them, maybe moved on to something else. Or you tried and tried. Maybe it's the same goal. You keep trying, and you only get so far, and then it retreats. And then you have to try again, and then it retreats. Because you're carrying the weight of it, the weight of your doubts. Put them down. Put that bag of sand down. Let go of it altogether. And start filling up that bag of hope full of gold coins. And you'll see things change. You absolutely will. All right, group one, I hope that helps. I know I learned something from that, to be honest. That information doesn't come from me. It comes from somewhere else. I don't exactly know where, but I certainly learned a thing or two from it. So I hope you did too. If you did, of course, I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps my channel, it helps our energies connect, helps future readings resonate more for you. So I'm grateful for all of your your minutes and hours of watching, and I'm grateful for your interaction. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 2. All right, today we're looking at what lesson are you learning right now? So I believe that we come here to experience things, to learn, to understand ourselves even better, and certain circumstances show up in our lives, or situations show up to teach us, to help us learn something about who we are and how life works. So what are you learning right now? Let's find out. Your initial card is 62. It's the turtle spirit. It says, slow and steady wins the race. Give me just a sec. I just want to listen to what Spirit wants to tell you about this card and about what you're learning right now. Hold on one sec. You're saying that slow and steady is actually faster than speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down. And that makes sense in some way, right? Too many of us, when we want something, we go after it with all of our energy. They're giving me the example again of a fitness goal. It may be because I'm on a bit of a fitness kick at the moment, that they're using that thought process to help me relate to it, so I can help you relate to it. But you go after something full force, you give it your everything, give it 110%, and then you get burnt out, and you give up, and you slow down, and you take a break for a month or two. And then you go at it again. And yes, you get results initially, and then the results stop coming. And then you go after it and you get results, and then it backs off. And when you look back in time, you can say, yeah, but when I was going for it, it really worked. And that would be the case for whatever it is that you're working on. It really worked. But what the question is from Spirit is, yeah, but for how long? How long did it work? Did you win the race? Did you reach your goal? Or did you take a few steps and then have to stop and take a break? Because you got burnt out, because you lost interest, because you just couldn't do anymore. Slow but consistent, steady and consistent is much more valuable to achieving your goals than racing forward with all of your might, all of your energy, and then losing steam. And I think we all kind of know that on some level, right? So this, you may be thinking, well, that's obvious. But it is a lesson that you are in the middle of learning right now. So there's more to it. I am confident of that, or this wouldn't be a reading. But they are giving me, this is something that you have tackled again, time and time again. This is something you've experienced before, where you've chased after something and then lost interest or got burnt out and had to take a break from it, had to move away from it. And that these spurts of energy, of inspiration, of motivation, that's the part you remember. You remember the success of that. But you forget that it wasn't sustainable. And so you're in the middle now of learning that lesson in a way that will, they're saying in a way that will change how you tackle every goal going forward once you learn this lesson. Because you won't have to learn the lesson anymore. You will know. This will be a class you will get an A+ in, and it will be knowledge you won't forget. Once you do really learn it and incorporate it into your life. Let's get some tarot down and see what else they have to tell you. Okay. Your first card is the Nine of Cups reversed. Then the Devil card. Then the Ten of Swords. And one more as your advice card. Okay. And your advice card is the Ten of Wands reversed. Okay, give me just a second, y'all. I'd like to take the cards in, listen for any initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. Okay, so hold on one sec, y'all. They're talking about how you can achieve something much quicker. It's in your mind that slow and steady, or steady and consistent, is still slow. Steady and consistent is still slow. And slow doesn't get you where you want to be. That's what your head is telling you. Slow isn't good enough. And why isn't slow good enough? They're saying that there is, hold on one sec. Okay, they're saying there is a tendency for you to sabotage yourself. And part of you wants to race ahead when you are working toward a certain goal, because you think if you can get there faster, you won't have time to sabotage yourself and destroy your result. Because you look back and you think, well, I've tried and failed, tried and failed, tried and failed, tried and didn't work out. You didn't fail, you were learning, but they want you to change your perspective about what happened. It wasn't that you tried and failed. It's that you tried too hard out of a sense of desperation to outrun your own sabotaging tendencies. You won't sabotage yourself if you make slow and steady progress, steady and consistent progress. If you trust that you can achieve what you want to achieve and take steps every day, small steps, big steps, whatever is comfortable for you, or even slightly uncomfortable, but not to the point of breaking your neck, something that you can sustain every day, you will get there so much faster than if you race ahead. Because you're wearing out your own will to succeed. Interesting. Okay, so your first card is the Nine of Cups reversed. They're saying there's something that you have wanted in your life, something that you have worked to achieve, worked to learn. Now, this may be one thing, or it may be several different things. What you are working on now or working toward now may be something different than you've worked toward in the past, but you should still be able to recognize the pattern of rushing ahead and then losing the progress you made. Either it stagnates and it doesn't go any further, or it actually goes backwards and maybe even gets worse. And they're telling me that there is this inner fear, and this is what they want you to recognize, because it's something you're not really thinking. You have your own ideas about what happened, and they're not wrong, but they're not entirely right either. And they're telling me that you have this way of thinking that says, I'm not actually going to get there unless I can get there really, 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 really fast, because I need to get there in order to believe I can get there. And I'm going to use the fitness, diet analogy again. Forgive me, y'all. It's just what they pop into my head because I can relate to it. You start out going on an extreme diet. You exercise yourself, nearly to death. And boy, you make some progress. Maybe you lose a bunch of weight the first week, the second week, you're doing amazing. By the third week, you have no willpower left. You have no energy left. All you want to do is enjoy the comfort of, some chocolate cake and a big glass of milk, or whatever your, your chosen guilty pleasure is. And then you sabotage your efforts because that one piece of cake turns into a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks of indulging. Because part of you thinks, well, I messed up. I can't get there now. So I might as well enjoy all the things I can't have when I am trying. Because it's an all or nothing mentality. There's a part of you that thinks if you don't get there fast, if you have one little indulgence, you allow yourself that piece of cake, then all bets are off. You're not going to get there. You might as well give up and start again on Monday, right? I feel like we've all been there at some point in our lives, whether it's with diet or something else, saving money or whatever it may be for you. But it's that fear of not getting there that makes it an all or nothing sort of proposition. Where if you know you're going to get there, if you know your efforts are going to get you there, whether you have that piece of cake or not, then that piece of cake just becomes a piece of cake. It doesn't become the destruction of your entire plan. All right. So your next card is the Devil card. They're telling me this is where you are right now. You're in a place where you are fighting your own will. You're feeling strangled. You're feeling anchored. You're feeling trapped by what you feel it takes to get there, to get what you want. You're feeling trapped by that. Because it's hard. All or nothing is hard. Going 110%, racing forward, trying to get there as fast as possible is hard. That doesn't mean you can't give your all when you're working towards your dream. Give as much as you can. Give as much as feels comfortable. But when you start pushing yourself too far, too fast, you will lose steam. You will start to feel trapped and shackled to this goal, to this thing you want to achieve. Because part of you thinks, I'm going to mess it up again. I'm not going to get there. You can break these chains. It's within your power to do that. By taking one step at a time, every day, just doing your best. Without criticizing yourself, without berating yourself, without sabotaging yourself. Without telling yourself, if I make one mistake, if I slow down one tiny ounce, if I miss one little step, everything has failed and I'm going to have to start all over again. Because when you tell yourself that, when you believe that, that's exactly what happens. Because you will continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again until you have gone back to square one. And you don't get any further until you're ready to go full speed again. And then the cycle starts all over again. Don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for that trap. You can learn from this. So your final card here on the 3 cards, not including your advice card, is the 10 of Swords. This is where you're heading. This lesson is something that you can and will learn if you want to. And the 10 of Swords is saying the days of you sabotaging yourself, of being the victim of your own disbelief, of being the victim of your own misguided efforts, will be over. You know, if you notice all 10 of these swords in this person's back and around him, there's nobody around. Nobody else did it to this person. Somehow they managed to fall on their own swords. And then go, oh, look what happened to me. And that's not picking on you guys, because listen, I do the same thing. You can learn from this. But it starts with just taking one step that you can take today. If you can take 10 steps a day, literally or figuratively, take 10. If all you can do is 1, take 1. You can take 30, take 30. But do what you can. Do what you can sustain every day. And some days you'll be able to do more. Some days you'll do less. But if you make it your plan, your goal, to work toward it every day, no matter what, you know, even if one day you take 10 steps and the next day you can only take 1, you still took 1. It's not a loss. You haven't failed. It doesn't mean that the next day you have to take 11 steps to make up for the day before. You don't. The next day you do whatever you can do. You take the steps that are right for you every day. And as long as you're taking steps every single day, you will get there. And you will get there much, much faster than if you race forward and die down. Race forward, burn out. All right, so your advice card is the 10 of Wands reversed. Let me just hear what they want to say about this. First thing they're saying is don't give up. You have to believe that you can achieve the goal. You know, if your goal is to take these 10 of Wands to the top of the mountain because you want to build a house, you know, you won't get there by trying to run up the hill and then you drop all the wands and they go stumbling back down the bottom of the mountain and you have to start all over again. It will take you 10 times longer than if you just pick them up and take one step at a time. But they're also saying, get rid of the garbage that you don't need. The negative thoughts, the idea that it's all or nothing, other people's expectations, your own expectations. Drop all of that. Drop all of that. Set your goal. Work on it every day. Take one step, take 20 steps. Do what you can. As long as you are going forward, you're going forward. And if you have to take 0 steps one day, then take 0 steps that day. But the next day, get up and take a step. Just keep moving forward. And you'll get there. And you'll get there so much faster. I know that's hard to believe because we all want that instant gratification. But it doesn't last. It isn't sustainable. And this is the lesson you're learning right now. Once you learn it, you can incorporate it into your life and you will never lose it. A lesson learned becomes our superpower. And this is yours right now. All right, group 2, I hope that helps. I hope it resonated. Hope it gave you some food for thought. If it did, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps my channel, it helps our energies connect, and it will help future readings resonate more because we will be more connected. So thank you so much for being here, for interacting with the channel, for your comments. I do read them all. Thank you so much. and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. All right, today we are looking at what lesson you are learning in your life right now. So I believe that we come here to experience different things in our lives as a way to learn about ourselves, about the universe, about how things work, and we grow from that. And all kinds of situations and circumstances show up in our lives to help us understand and to learn things and to be able to get through this life even easier for having learned them. So it's a big concept, a big idea, but it can get broken down into very simple information. And hopefully that's what will happen for you here today in this reading. So your initial card is card number 34, the Hummingbird Spirit. And it says, be here now. But give me just a sec. I just like to listen to what Spirit wants to tell you about this card. And then we'll go from there. So hold on one sec. They're saying that you spend a lot of energy and a lot of time worrying about the future, grabbing onto the past, looking to the past and actually saying to yourself, gosh, it was so much better then. Not that it was worse or not even, it's not that you're looking at the past and thinking of the bad times. You're looking at the past and remembering the good times, which is wonderful, until it turns into regret for what isn't in your life right now. And you're looking to the future and wondering if this will happen, that will happen. How's that going to work out? How am I going to make this work into my life? Your energy is being sent in so many different directions that it's diluting your efforts to get what you want, to live the life you want, to be who you want. Your energy is getting diluted because you're spending so much time in thought. In the future, the past, those are both just thoughts. They're not real. Rather than putting your energy right here, right now, where you can enjoy the moment. You can be in the moment. You can experience what's around you right now without worrying about how you're going to take care of tomorrow. Believe it or not. Even if there's something that's weighing heavy on your mind, they're saying, ask yourself this question right now. You have something that you're worried about tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever it is. There's something that you're worried about. How you're going to do it, how you're going to manage it, how's it going to go. Stop right now and ask yourself, how are things right now in this moment? Are they okay? Am I good? Am I still breathing? Do I have a roof over my head? Do I have what I need right now? Just appreciate that you do. It may not be perfect, may not be everything you want, but it's everything you need right now. Tomorrow, next week, next year, in the moment, you will still have everything you need. May not be everything you want, again. That's because we have expectations for the future. We want more money in our bank account right now because we may need it down the road. But do you have enough right now to get through today? And I'm not saying you shouldn't want more money in your bank account. Absolutely. I think everybody's entitled to as much abundance as you can believe is yours to have. Have it all. There's more than enough for everybody. But when you can be in the moment and appreciate that you have everything you need right now, and trust that tomorrow you will have everything you need in that moment without putting your energy, your thoughts, your attention to that, and just stay where you are right now, you'll get there. You can still have everything you want without worrying how you're going to get it, wondering if it's going to show up, wishing for something that's not in your hand right now if you don't actually need it in your hand right now. And if it's something you do need right now and it's not in your hand, be in the moment and ask yourself this question: can I change that right now? Can I change this situation? If you can change it, change it. If you can't change it, then you have to accept it. Nothing else will make any difference. Worrying about it, regretting it, focusing on what you don't have, on what isn't going well, what isn't working out, what tomorrow is going to look like, all that does is dilute your energy. And it drags your spirit down, drags your vibration down, drags your life down. So ask yourself if there's something I can change right now today to make my situation right now today better. If there's something you can do, then do it. If there's something that's showing up that you don't like, change it or release it. No. All right, let's get some cards. Let's see what else Spirit wants to tell you. The power of being in the moment is very, very profound. It's very, very, it's powerful. Being in the moment is incredibly powerful and incredibly hard for most of us to do. Myself included, y'all. Myself included. Your first card is the Five of Wands reversed. They're telling me, they're saying it doesn't have to be so hard. Like, I'm saying that it's hard because I know it's hard. It's been hard for me. You know, it's something I've been working on personally and trying to accomplish, to be more in the moment. And it's challenging. But what they're saying in my head is it doesn't have to be hard. It's actually really simple. So hopefully they're going to give some ideas on how to simplify it. Because I don't have the answer for you, y'all. I don't at all. Your next card is the Page of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords, and one more as an advice card for you. And we have the Ten of Wands reversed. Interesting. Okay. This card has come up in every reading. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, hold on one sec. I just want to take the cards in. I'm going to listen for some initial messages for you, and then we'll talk through what's going on here, okay? Give me one sec, y'all. The first thing they're saying is that there's a need to release your frustration. There is a frustration that sort of grabs a hold of you because things aren't going the way you want them to. People aren't behaving the way you want them to. Something maybe isn't progressing the way you wish it would. Maybe even frustrated with yourself. The first step to being in the moment is learning to let go of the frustration. The first step to getting what you want and being happier, and that's really what being in the moment is all about, is about being happier. Living a more fulfilled life. That doesn't mean you can't have the stuff, doesn't mean you can't make lots of money, doesn't mean you can't have a hugely successful job and all the things that you're hoping for. But you can have all those things and still be absolutely miserable. I think we'd all agree we actually want to be happy. Not to the exclusion of those things, but whether we have those things or not. The first step to getting there is releasing your frustration for not being there. Because what it's doing is irritating your energy. It's irritating your life force. It's making it that much harder for you to stay in the moment and appreciate what you have, what's right in front of you. And until you can appreciate what you have and what's right in front of you, you're never going to find lasting happiness. It's always going to be fleeting. It's always going to be conditional. If I have this, I'll be happy. If I have that, I'll be happy. When I get this, I'll be happy. It doesn't have to be that way. You can be happy right now with exactly where you are and what you have. Doesn't mean you have to settle for that. Doesn't mean you can't want to achieve more. But achieving things doesn't equal happiness, even if you tell yourself it will. Being in the moment equals happiness. Appreciating what's right in front of you, what you have now, that's happiness. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. Your first card is the Five of Wands reversed. Let me just listen what they want to say about this one. Again, they're talking about frustration, and they're talking about, the way we fight for things, the way we push ourselves for certain results. And we have certain expectations. We have certain goals we set for ourselves, certain bars we expect ourselves to reach. And when we don't get them, we're frustrated. Sometimes we even say bad things about ourselves or about other people or about whatever. You're not where you want to be in your job. So you're miserable. You're upset. You don't have the partner of your dreams in your life. You feel lonely, feel sad. Is it possible to be happy anyway? They're saying that this is representing your past. And it's saying you have done this before. And I would venture to say we all have. You've experienced this before, where you fought for something, you battled for something, you reached for something, and you didn't get it. And maybe you still have regrets. Maybe you still look at the past and go, man, I blew that. Oh, I wish I'd done that differently. Or it leaks into the future and you say, I don't want that to happen again. Getting what you want, again, they're saying, isn't the source of happiness. Being happy is more likely to be the source for getting what you want. All right, so your next card is the Page of Cups. This is where you are now. If you allow yourself to look at your day, at your life, at this very moment in time, you allow yourself to look at it objectively, you can be happy right now. You have everything you need to be happy. You have this beautiful cup in your hand. It's full of happiness. You have what you need right now in this moment. Look around the room you're in or the environment you're in, and you'll find things to appreciate about it, even if there's things you don't like. It isn't about liking or disliking. It's about appreciating the things you do have and letting the rest go. Because right now is the only moment. Everything else is imagination. That's it. It's memory, it's imagination, it's thought. and you can change your future. You can achieve what you want to achieve. You can have what you want to have. But happiness is the key, and being in the moment is the key to happiness. All right, so your next card is the Queen of Swords. And they're saying this is where you're headed, because this is a lesson you're learning. This is a lesson that you are being taught right now. You can accept it or not accept it. The quicker you learn it, the quicker it works. But what's coming for you is this ability to control your thoughts. You know, we've all heard change your thoughts, change your life, right? It's real. It's true. Control your thoughts. When your thoughts linger into the past for good or for bad, or they stretch into the future for good or for bad, you're not leaving enough energy in the present moment to enjoy it. You put yourself in the habit of reaching to other dimensions, right? You're reaching into the imagination to feel good, and sometimes even to feel bad, right? We reach into the past sometimes because we want to remember how bad something felt. Or we want to look to the future and go, oh, man, if this happens, it's going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible. But why do you want to feel bad? Stop going there. Be in the moment. Be present. Yes, you can have your goals, your dreams, all of that. Write them down. Allow yourself to believe them. And then let the rest go. Train your mind. And this is where you're headed. You're headed toward a place where you have trained your mind to be right where you are right now. To focus on where you are right now, and to not let your mind wander into the imagination, into the imaginary. And that's how you find happiness, you know. The hummingbird, you know, when it finds the flower where it gets the nectar of fuel that it needs, it's in the moment. It's just enjoying what's in that flower right now, enjoying the taste of it, enjoying the feel of it. So happy to be with this flower and drinking the nectar of it. It's not wondering, oh, I wonder if the next flower is going to taste better. I wonder if there's even going to be another flower. Boy, that flower from yesterday was especially good. Oh, I'll never find another flower that good again. Not doing any of that. It's happy to be right where it is right now. And you can get there too. You can get there too. So the advice card is the 10 of Wands reversed. They're saying, let go. Get rid of it. Everything that isn't right in front of you right now is imaginary. It's not real. It's in your thoughts. You can be thinking about a situation that's happening across town, but you're not there. You're not experiencing it in the moment. So it's your imagination. It's imaginary. Even if you're watching something on television, you're watching the Olympics live on TV. Your experience is you watching it on TV. You're not there. And what Spirit wants you to learn to do is to start telling yourself that. Start enjoying where you are now. And stop projecting yourself, your energy, your thoughts into other dimensions, because it's diluting where you are now. And I know that feels like a really big concept, but they're saying it's so easy to do. When you find your mind wandering, just look around the room, find something you're grateful for. Oh, I love that coffee maker I have on the counter. You know, wow, this sofa is very comfortable. I'm really glad I have it. or it's a beautiful day outside. The sun feels so nice on my skin. That's all it takes to bring your energy right back into the present moment. The more you can do that, the more you can train yourself to do that, the happier you will be. The happier your energy, the brighter your vibration, the better your energy in the moment, the more you can accomplish and achieve, the more you can have whatever you want in life. It will show up for you. It's the worry, it's the doubts, it's all of those things that weigh down your ability to manifest and to get where you want to go. Release all that. Just be happy where you are, knowing that tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow will look different, feel different, but it will also be wonderful. All right, group 3. I know that's kind of a high concept, but if you were drawn to this reading, I'm sure it's something that will hopefully will affect you for the better. So thank you for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you got something out of it, I hope you'll give the video a thumbs up. It helps me, it helps the channel, it helps our energies connect, it helps future readings resonate for you more. All of it helps, and it's a wonderful exchange of energy. So thank you so much for being here, and have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye.